Governor Greitens is still governor despite a wave of rumors about a possible resignation. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Reek.
And I'm Jessica Porter. The governor has been under fire after he admitted to having an extramarital affair with his hairdresser before his run for governor. Now the embattled governor is taking heat for another reason. New campaign finance reports show the governor's campaign operation is leasing space in the same complex as a dark money group called A New Missouri Inc.
KOMU 8 Sarah Trott is here in the studio to explain what this means and why it could be a powerful loophole.
Dark money. It means funds given to a nonprofit where donors can give an unlimited amount to the group without revealing their identity, hence the term dark money. The Post-Dispatch found that on at least 4 occasions last year, the governor visited the offices of A New Missouri Inc. For his part, Greitens says he has no day-to-day responsibility with that nonprofit. Here's what we know about the nonprofit group, A New Missouri Inc. We know it was formed after the governor was elected in 2016. The group's purpose is to promote Greitens' agenda of more jobs, higher pay, and safer streets. Because that organization is technically a nonprofit, it has more relaxed campaign finance laws. Donors can give to the group as much as they want, and the nonprofit doesn't have to reveal who is giving it money. I talked with the Boone County Democratic Party. They say a move like this gives powerful donors unregulated influence in elections.
People ought to be concerned about that. And again, because of this past situations with the governor about just a total lack of transparency. Where's the money coming from? Where is it going? Who's making what decisions and why? People just have a right to feel like things are being hidden from them by Governor Greitens.
This isn't the first time critics have raised red flags around Greitens' campaign financing secrecy. Last year, he agreed to pay a fine for failing to report how his campaign used a donor list he got from the charity he founded to help veterans. Greitens also refused to disclose how much donors contributed to his inaugural festivities. Reporting in the studio, Sarah Trott, KOMU 8 News.
Here's what's happening right now. The federal government will shut down at midnight unless the Senate can pass a temporary spending bill in the next 7 hours. Republicans are trying to pass a bill that includes an extension to the Children's Health Insurance Program, or CHIP, and delays taxes related to the Affordable Care Act. But Democrats are saying any bill to keep the government afloat must protect DACA immigrants from being deported. President Trump called top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer to the White House to hammer out a deal.
We had a long and detailed meeting. We discussed all of the major outstanding issues. We made some progress, but we still have a good number of disagreements.
President Trump put a Florida trip to celebrate his first year in office on hold until there is a deal.
While lawmakers are in Washington trying to reach a deal of that agreement, some mid-Missouri services plan to stay open. KOMU 8's Gabrielle Hayes is live in Columbia with more details.
With the possibility of a government shutdown nearing, you can still expect to have a few essential services.
Columbia Regional Airport is one agency planning to carry on without a hitch if the government shuts down.
You won't see any changes here at the airport. The TSA will still continue to operate as normal.
The Transportation Security Administration, or TSA, is considered to be a government entity.
I think people just have a misunderstanding of how things would occur at an airport.
However, like many other organizations, TSA is considered an essential service. This means that air travel, TSA, and air traffic control will continue with or without a government shutdown.
It's considered an essential service, and same with the air traffic control tower. They're both considered essential services. They will continue to operate as normal as they would before a shutdown.
Other essential services include the Postal Service and Social Security. You can still expect to receive your mail. In the meantime, Mark says those hoping to fly in and out of Columbia shouldn't be worried about getting to and from.
You continue flying out just like you would on any other day. Airline operations will continue on a normal basis here in Columbia.
I reached out to the United States Postal Service, and while they wouldn't speak on camera, they did confirm that most people, you should be able to expect to have your mail if the government would shut down. Reporting live in Columbia, Gabrielle Hayes, KOMU 8 News.
Senator Claire McCaskill is putting her 2 cents in on the government shutdown. She was part of a group of Democratic senators who introduced a bill that would withhold congressional pay during the shutdown. In a statement, McCaskill said, quote, "If members of Congress can't figure this out and keep the government open, then no one on the U.S. should be paid," end of quote.
Las Vegas police officials released a preliminary report today on last year's mass shooting. The worst shooting in U.S. history. Last October's mass shooting at the Mandalay Bay Hotel left 58 people dead and hundreds more injured. Clark County Sheriff Lombardo says he's confident there was only one shooter, Stephen Paddock. He also says he doesn't anticipate filing charges against Paddock's girlfriend. A full report is expected to be released at the end of the year. The latest version of President Trump's travel ban will be challenged in the Supreme Court this coming April. The court made the announcement today, saying it will consider questions concerning whether the ban violates immigration laws as well as the Establishment Clause of the Constitution. This marks the second time the Supreme Court has agreed to hear the issue.
The Justice Department filed a notice today to retry Democratic New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez on bribery and corruption charges. An 11-week trial last fall ended with a deadlocked jury. Menendez pleaded not guilty to all charges. In a statement, the Justice Department requested the court to set, quote, the earliest possible date for the new trial. He's running for re-election this year despite legal troubles. The warm-up is here. Let's send it over to Tim for a check of the forecast.
Yeah, it really is. Temperatures cracked the 50s today. It was very mild. We had all kinds of snow melt. There's not much left of the snow in central Missouri. That's okay, because temperatures were allowed to get back into the 50s. That's where we're currently at in Columbia. Breezy southwest winds were with us through the afternoon. Those gusted as high as 25 miles per hour. Those will continue to relax a little bit this evening, but it's all part of the overall pattern. Low-level moisture returning, and that could induce a little bit of fog into tomorrow morning and maybe even some more cloud cover. Temperatures here through the evening will just be on the cooler side of things. 41 by 7 o'clock, 39 by 9 o'clock. We're down to 36 at 11. I think that's about where we hold then for the rest of tonight as more clouds start to move in and then eventually some fog develops into tomorrow morning. We do have a lot of cloud cover for the weekend and even some rain by Sunday. I'll talk about a cloudy but mild weekend forecast that's coming up here in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Tim. One Missouri lawmaker wants to make it a requirement for college students to take a civics test in order to graduate. KOMU8's Mackenzie Huck tells us what professors and students think about the possible change.
The semester is just underway on MU's campus. Seniors are thinking about graduating, but lawmakers are thinking about graduation requirements.
Then we moved to add the civics exam in high school a couple years ago, and I looked at that and I thought, you know, that's a very good piece of legislation on our part.
Representative Dean Dorman is sponsoring a bill to make it mandatory for college students to pass a civics exam before graduating.
We're going to have some questions similar to those found on the citizenship exam for naturalized citizens.
Political science professors say they're concerned about the potential new requirement.
Well, it's a laudable goal to try to have a better informed citizenry. I'm not sure we need it at this point in time here in Missouri.
Professor Peveril Squire says the material is well covered at MU, and the test would just be another hoop for students to jump through.
I don't know that it would really accomplish a great deal, and again, it comes with some cost and time and energy, both on the part of administering the test and for the students to have to take it.
Students say they can see both pros and cons to the proposed bill.
Initially, I would just be a little frustrated that I would have additional work. I will say that I appreciate the sentiment for them to require students to have some basic level of understanding of how our government works.
House Bill 1528 is still in committee phase and is not on the House calendar yet.
And we want to know what you think. Head on over to our KOMU8 Facebook page and let us know whether you think students should be required to pass a civics test before they can graduate.
Coming up, an update from the CDC on one of the worst flu seasons in a long, long time.
Then, why man's best friend is having a hard time avoiding the flu. That's coming up.
And you're taking a live look over the Lake of the Ozarks on this Friday afternoon. Look at that sunset. It's 5:08. This is KOMU8 News, first at 5. Coverage you can count on. Join KOMU8 to celebrate local female athletes and hear from Isla Borders, the first woman to play in integrated men's professional baseball at the Win for Columbia Awards Luncheon February 6th. Visit winforcolumbia.com for information.
It's Wheel Around the World. Last stop, Brazil.
I'm the host of Roda Roda.
Oh, bem,
I couldn't help but notice they had a female host.
Weeknights at 6:30 on KOMU 8. Track storms wherever you are. Download the free KOMU 8 Weather and Traffic app. Brought to you by University Subaru.
We've made our New Year resolution to sell more Kias for less than any other dealer. Drive a new Kia with 0% APR financing, plus 0 payments for 90 days. You heard right. 0% financing and 0 payments for 90 days. Fulfill our New Year resolution and drive a new Kia from Kia of Columbia today.
Hurry to Kia of Columbia today, where I want to see you in a Kia.
Let your inner Zeus loose to support the Special Olympics Missouri athletes at the Columbia Polar Plunge on March 3rd at Bass Pro Shops Lake. Proceeds support 15,000 children and adults with intellectual disabilities in year-round sports training and competitions throughout the Show-Me State. The Polar Plunge is cool in so many ways. It's great team building for a great cause. So get your family, friends, and coworkers together and take the plunge to make a difference in an athlete's life today. Sign up at somo.org/plunge.
The First Alert Weather Cam is brought to you by the law firm of Harper, Evans, Wade, and Nettemeyer. We will fight for you.
All right, welcome back. You're looking live over Rocheport this afternoon. A lot of sunshine earlier today, more clouds toward the end of the afternoon. That's all clouds for the weekend. I think the weekend is going to be mainly cloudy, but a little bit more mild. Temperatures were definitely mild today. We got up to 54 over at the Columbia Regional Airport. Morning temperatures were down near 29, still lacking in the rain department. We will get some of that later this weekend. Your current conditions outside with mostly clear conditions, 50, that current temperature over at Columbia Regional Airport. Humidity is way low, 38%. It's driving in. All thanks to a southwest wind, a little bit of pollen in the air, to be honest with you. You might actually be one of the snifflers right now because of the junipers out in Texas. Actually, some of that pollen is moving in. That's their pollen season down there this time of the year. There's a brewing weather system out to our west. That's over the Rocky Mountains right now. It'll take a couple of days for that to actually kick our way. Until then, high pressure continues to give us that warm, more mild pattern, that flow out of the south. Here's how that all happens here through the rest of this evening and overnight hours. Looks like by tomorrow morning, a warm front starts to move in through the state. That brings in more clouds. Lots of low-level moisture is going to bring in some very low stratus clouds for tomorrow. That means that we don't see much sunshine. We will stay on the mild end of things. Temperatures will be around 50, but yeah, it will be more of a cloudier weekend start here for us. Through the overnight hours and into Sunday morning, a few spotty showers will be possible through Sunday morning. That warm front continues to move further up to the north. Then into Sunday, here comes the storm system. Could even have some rumbles of thunder in the afternoon. I think a lot of that activity is going to be well out to our west towards Kansas City. We should be mainly rain-free for most of the afternoon until the evening. And then after about 7 or 8 o'clock, that's when we actually start to get some of those lines of thunderstorms moving this way. The temperatures into Sunday night through Monday morning are going to be very warm. I think we stay in the 50s. That will be a juiced up atmosphere enough to actually get some thunderstorm development. Right now, I think the available energy in the atmosphere is just enough for it. So we might actually get some thunderstorms through the overnight hours and into early Monday morning. All that will start to track eastward. It's going to be a slow process to get this storm out of here. Lots of breezy winds on the backside of this, and we could even see some light flurries, maybe some light snow too on the backside of this system. I think that ground temperatures will be well warm enough to where any of those snowflakes that fall into the ground will just melt away. But it's something we'll keep an eye on. Otherwise, the rain timeline for us really looks very slight at best for early Sunday morning. Those jump to a very probable 70% opportunity for Sunday afternoon through the evening. I think it's really going to be about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening till about midnight is going to be our time frame for the rain. Then for Monday, yeah, maybe that slight chance for a few of those flurries in the forecast. Temperatures will be cold enough outside for that. I think throughout the day on Monday, we'll start to drop back into the 30s. Overall, next week, it's not going to be overly frigid. Even with that front that moves through, we're going to be above normal on temps. Those are going to be the 40s, so we'll take it. Mostly sunny right now. A high of 52 outside. Through the evening and overnight hours, well, we'll start to drop back into the 30s. I have us at 35 degrees. Here's a look at that forecast through the weekend and into early next week. Up to about 50 tomorrow, 60 on Sunday. And then, yeah, Monday, we're down to 41, 42 on Tuesday. And again, it's not going to be an overly cold week up ahead. highs will only be in the 40s. So we'll take that. We'll take the weather that's not sub-freezing all the time anymore because it was brutal the last couple weeks.
I would think between tomorrow and the rain on Sunday, the snow will be gone.
Yeah, it's pretty much gone in Missouri now. There's a couple areas down near the Boot Heel that are actually still in the 30s because of some of that snow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tim, thank you very much. Most of our dog stories are on a lighter note.
We have a health story that will completely surprise you. That's coming up.
They are one of a kind and hard to find. It's our special event vehicle clearance sale with savings up to 30% off MSRP only at Bob McCosh. Let's talk big savings on the all-new 2018 Chevy Equinox. MSRP is $26,900. Your Bob McCosh price is only $21,900. So find new roads to #1 business loop in Columbia. Chevrolet and GMC make the cars and trucks. Bob McCosh makes the difference.
Count on the KOMU8 News app to keep you connected all day to Mid-Missouri's news, weather, and sports. With breaking news, the latest videos on developing stories, Target 8 investigations, and watch KOMU8 newscasts live. Plus, full weather coverage from the live Doppler 8 First Alert weather team, local sports scores, and a place to share your photos and videos. Wherever you are, all day, stay connected to the stories that matter to you. Download the free KOMU8 News app for coverage you can count on. Closed captioning of KOMU8 News is brought to you by Bob McCosh Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac.
It's a new year, and things are very exciting at BMW of Columbia. Yeah, we're pulling out all the stops to give you exceptional deals on the ultimate driving machines. Save up to $10,000 on new 2017 BMW vehicles. New coupes, convertibles, even SAVs with savings up to $10,000. We want your business at BMW of Columbia, 1900 I-70 Drive Southwest for the ultimate buying experience. 24/7 ColumbiaBMW.com.
Register now for the Show Me State Games Hooping It Up Youth Basketball Tournaments. Grades 3 through 8 compete in the NPICS Tournament February 23rd through 25th. Grades 3 through high school compete March 23rd through 25th. The Games also excited to announce 2 new events for 2018. The Mo Nasp Archery Tournament State Qualifier February 24th at the Hearn Center, and the Spring Slam Volleyball Tournament March 24th and 25th. Visit smsg.org for all the details.
The CDC reports 10 more flu-related deaths this year. So far this season, there have now been nearly 75,000 cases and 30 deaths. Cases have been reported in every state except for Hawaii. This year's season ranks among the most severe in recent years.
A South Dakota veterinarian says even dogs can catch the human flu. The dog might not experience symptoms, but they can spread it to other dogs and back to humans. Unfortunately, there's no way to test if your dog is contagious. The vet says wait at least 2 weeks before taking your dog somewhere if you think it has the flu.
Scientists are getting closer to developing a blood test that can detect up to 8 different types of cancer. The test is called CancerSeek. Scientists say the blood test has the potential to screen for cancers of the ovary, stomach, liver, pancreas, esophagus, colon, lung, and breast. Early research shows the test may be able to pick up on tumors long before patients show symptoms. Scientists say blood tests could cost less than $500. And first responders in Pittsburgh used Naxalon more than 1,500 times in 2016 alone, and now Governor Tom Wolf wants to get the drug into even more people's hands. As part of the declaration of a statewide emergency, the Pennsylvania Department of Health authorized a standing order that Naxalon will be given to anyone who overdoses after they are revived. But sources who work in emergency services raised several concerns about Naxalon with someone who just overdosed, including issues with liability and how much should be left. Coming up after the break, an Olympic gold medalist with powerful words for the former doctor who pleaded guilty on multiple charges of child sex abuse. But first,
we'll have the fallout from the president's racially charged comments about African and Haitian immigrants and what those who were in the room with him are saying. And the changes come into your Facebook feed, what you'll be seeing more of and what you'll be seeing less of on NBC Nightly News.
On sale now at Slumberland. Every Sealy mattress is on sale, like this special purchase queen set for just $3.99. Sealy twin mattresses as low as $99, plus lots more, up to 65% off. Slumberland, it's a good life.
All around Missouri, SUV buyers did their homework and discovered the Honda CR-V is the 2018 Motor Trend SUV of the year. The CR-V, HR-V, and Pilot have real-time all-wheel drive that automatically adjusts to road conditions, providing traction to the right wheel at the right time. That's intelligent. And you won't find that on the competition. And now the 2017 Pilot with 0.9% financing is the smart way to go. See your Mid-Missouri Honda dealer today.
Whether the weather be far, or whether the weather be near, whether the weather be cloudy, or whether the weather be clear, we'll weather the weather, whatever the weather. True False is almost here.
Chastain.
Shaun White, the one and only two-time Olympic gold medalist in the halfpipe. Will he charm us with a third? The Winter Olympics begin February 8th, live on NBC.
High school seniors, your life is full of big choices. Will you continue your education next year? And where will you go? Columbia Honda wants to help you make your next smart choice. Each month, until May, Columbia Honda will award a $1,000 scholarship to a high school senior in mid-Missouri who has made a positive impact on their community. $1,000 toward your post-high school education? Now that's a smart choice. Apply for the Columbia Honda Smart Choice Scholarship at KOMU.com under the On KOMU 8 tab.
On sale now at Slumberland. This sofa for just $379. This bed just $299. Plus lots more. Up to 65% off. On sale now. Slumberland. It's a good life.
3 St. Louis University basketball players are suspended and 1 more expelled after a sexual assault investigation. Police say 3 women reported student athletes sexually assaulted them in on-campus apartments. The players say the university decision was flawed. The university released a statement saying it followed the Title IX process. The players can appeal their punishment.
2 Olympic gold medalists testified in court today against their former team doctor. They joined more than 100 women in speaking out about the sexual abuse by Larry Nassar. The former sports doctor has pleaded guilty to multiple charges of child sex abuse. Olympic gymnast Aly Raisman spoke about the strength of all the survivors coming forward.
All these brave women have power, and we will use our voices to make sure you get what you deserve. A life of suffering spent replaying the words delivered by this powerful army of survivors.
Testimony is expected to stretch into next week before Nassar is formally sentenced.
Neighborhood kids faced an unlikely opponent in a snowball fight. That's coming up after the break.
Coming up Monday on KOMU 8 News Today.
A week after Americans celebrate MLK Day, a prized author of King comes to the MU campus. We'll preview it.
Plus, the search for Missouri's next provost takes center stage on the flagship campus.
We'll have any late-breaking news at the Right Now desk.
Temperatures will be cooler but not cold. Tori's back with your forecast.
Great days begin with great mornings. KOMU 8 News Today. Coverage you can count on.
The bag sale is back. Bring in your reusable Menards bag or pick one up for 98 cents and save 15% on anything you can fit inside the bag. No matter how you stack it, no matter how you pack it, save 15% on everything you can fit in this bag. Save big on faucets, power tools, paint, any item that fits in the bag. Hurry in. Sale ends January 20th.
Save big money at Menards.
Tackle winter's toughest conditions in the Toyota Tundra and Tacoma.
These trucks can handle almost anything with their available all-wheel drive. Plus, the 2018 Tacoma and Tundra come with Toyota's Safety Sense standard. See for yourself why the Toyota Tundra and Tacoma put the legend in legendary. Tested, trusted Toyota. Get 0.9% APR on a new 2018 Tundra or 2017 Tacoma. Plus, get $500 bonus cash on Tacoma. Find yours at buyatoyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
It's every kid's dream to be an Olympian. There's no other event in the world that has this kind of impact.
You're representing your country and your hometown. You're a part of something that's much larger than yourself. It's like nothing else.
The Winter Olympics begin February 8th, live on NBC.
The Winter Olympics on KOMU8 is brought to you locally by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
When I was a young reporter, I thought, well, being a reporter, you have no emotion, and that's not entirely correct. You guys okay? Do I shed a tear on stories? You bet I do.
10 years of my life gone.
Because I'm no different than the viewer.
To see the cell phones light up.
People calling to check on their loved ones. Calls that weren't going to get answered. When I'm interviewing someone who's been through a horrible calamity, I'm feeling it too.
There's more good people than bad people, you know, right?
This is not an easy job for a lot of reasons, but one of them is that I'm a human being.
The Show Me State Games celebrate 25 years of one of the most exciting basketball traditions, the MFA Oil Break Time Shootout.
Join us on Saturday, January 20th at Mizzou Arena for 6 matchups featuring top high school teams from the Show Me State. Get your tickets now at participating schools and break time locations.
Celebrate 25 years of the MFA Oil Break Time Shootout benefiting the Show Me State Games. For information, visit smsg.org.
Today's Pet Corner on KOMU8 is brought to you by Columbia Allergy and Asthma Specialist. Breathe easy and livefree.com.
Hey there, everyone. With me on today's Pet Corner is Buble. Buble is a 7-year-old domestic short hair. He's a very sweet boy, loves to cuddle up and be into your arms just like this. Loves that petting right behind his ears, too. And just loves to sprawl out in your arms and get all right up and cuddly with you. If you want to find him or any of the other cats at the Central Humane Society, call 573-443-PETS.
Here's a recap of our top story. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch found on at least 4 occasions last year, Governor Greitens visited the offices of A New Missouri, Inc. The group's purpose is to promote Greitens' agenda of more jobs, higher pay, and safer streets. Because that organization is technically a nonprofit, it has more relaxed campaign finance laws. Donors can give to the group as much as they want, and the nonprofit doesn't have to reveal who might be the donor. This isn't the first time critics have raised red flags about Greitens' campaign financing secrecy. Last year, he agreed to pay a fine for failing to report how his campaign used a donor list he got from the charity he founded to help veterans.
Now here's a look at what we're following for KOMU8 News at 6. Some Boone County properties have a racist history.
It hasn't gone away over the years. How your property deeds might play a part, that's coming up at 6 o'clock.
And it was a snowball showdown between cops and kids in a Tennessee neighborhood. It all went down earlier this week. A playground became a battlefield as police and firefighters joined forces against community kids for a friendly snowball fight. Police say they've been doing this for years, and they always look forward to it.
Yeah, parts of Tennessee and a lot of the Ohio River Valley, they had a lot of snow earlier this week, so that's still sticking around with them. For us, we're all done with the snow for a few days, and most of it's gone from the ground. We're going to be in the 30s for the rest of this evening and tonight. Tomorrow morning, it's starting to drop back into the lower 30s, around 34 with some fog. I think that the weekend temperature for the most part is in the 50s, but yeah, rain expected on Sunday.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for joining us.